Hello, Christ Church. What an amazing service we had today. And do you know, if you miss church today, you miss going home with one of these boxes where you can take home and give somebody a pie that you're going to bake or buy or put inside this box. For you to understand the reason for that, you got to watch the message, right? Take a look at just some highlights from today's message.
Stop inviting people to church. You're like, wait, what? I thought that's what this whole series was about. Let me add a little bit to it. Stop inviting people to church first. Let me explain what I mean. Because now some of you are like, no, wait a minute. This is how I came to Jesus. Someone invited me to church. I encountered Jesus. That's how I met him. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying we live in a culture right now that is not as in tune with just taking an invite to church and saying, sure, I'm in. So what I would say is invite them into a relationship with you first. Earn the right to invite them into the church. Earn the right to invite them into faith. Because this is what happens, like if you meet somebody in your neighborhood and you show up and you're like, hey, my name's Trevor, would you come to church with me? They're gonna be like, okay, that was weird. And then they start pulling into their garage and shutting the door before they get out of their car. They send their kids to get the trash cans so they have to encounter you and not them. They hire a lawn service to take care of the lawn that they can't afford, but they don't want to encounter you while they're outside. And so I would say, don't invite them to church first, invite them into a relationship with you. There are opportunities going on all around us all the time. Like I said last week, too often we have those opportunities arise, and I don't know if you're like me, but I miss a lot of those. And part of that is because we're a self-absorbed culture. And I know for myself, I miss them because sometimes I'm just selfish. Like we're so self-absorbed sometimes, we miss the opportunities that God has laid before us. My friend Josh Finkley, he's a pastor at the Rock Church near Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And he posted on social media this week an image from a message of his a couple weeks ago, and the image grabbed me, and then the quote he had with it grabbed me even more. Why don't you guys throw that up there? I just want you to see this. You see the image, right? The snake covering her eyes. It says, if we blindfold ourselves to our neighbors, we blindfold ourselves to God. And the serpent is covering the eyes of this woman. And I believe truly that when we blindfold ourselves to our neighbors, when we begin to say things like, you know what, I just don't like them. I don't like the way they cut their grass. I don't like the way they raise their kids. I don't like the way they live in our neighborhood. I don't like how many pets they have. Fill in the blank. Then we've turned ourselves off to what God's called us to.
Well, that was today's message. It was about inviting someone into your life. Great message. I want to just invite you, take advantage of the link we're sharing below where you can get your family, your friends, and not miss today's message. You can watch today's message that Pastor Trevor, our lead pastor, share on inviting someone into your life. We know summer can be very, very busy. School is back. There's a lot going on. Take this opportunity also to continue your faithfulness to what God's doing here. You can give online. We're sharing a link with you where you can continue to be generous and you can give. And you can do that this week. You don't have to be necessarily in the building to do it. You can just do from anywhere. Do online. We have a link there with you. Hope you have a blessed week. We'll be back here next week right here on this campus at 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Or you can catch us online live at 8:50 a.m. and 10:20 a.m. Eastern Time. See you next week.